Well, veterans make up about 7% of the U.S. population. These men and women have volunteered to take up arms and lean into harm's way to serve their country. Yet the unique structure of the military presents some distinct challenges for its members, particularly when transitioning back into the structure of civilian life. Behaviors have been conditioned and outlooks have been shaped by the military experience. Remember, we take our nations young and we train them and we place them into foreign and unpredictable environments, and we give them immense responsibilities, often for the lives of others, and they remarkably succeed at these, sometimes at great expense to themselves. Later, we bring them back and we reintegrate them back into society, and it is critical that we get this step right if we are to continue to go to American families and ask them for their sons and daughters or their husbands or wives or moms or dads, and we place them into these extraordinary conditions. And oftentimes these are simply not the same people that come back as when they left. And it is for this reason that we get right, that we make right, veterans' relationship to justice.
I can't say I failed in one respect because I did what I wanted to do for serving my country. I did what I wanted to do as far as raising my children. I don't think I failed, but I think my country has failed me. Because in order to be a productive citizen beyond those walls of the military, sometimes you need help. You need help recycling yourself back into the world that you left. I spent 5, 6, 7, maybe 10 years living on the street between Virginia and here, Arkansas, Shreveport. It's not a good way to live. When you can carry everything you own in a box the size of that chair.
You take somebody who never was in a combat zone. There's a mindset. There are things that you grew into and you were bred into you that don't transition to civilian life. It doesn't work. And some people get over it, and some people make it work, and they figure it out. But God, if you're looking down the barrel of PTSD, how are you supposed to get over the regular stuff? How are you supposed to just get over the not sleeping at night that almost every veteran experiences, because you're expected to be on, turned on 24/7? How are you expected to get over just the regular frustrations you have with the disorganization of the people you work with? That's just regular stuff that non-combat veterans face, because it's not the life we came to live. And then you put PTSD in the picture, and it's just yeah. Let's throw on no benefits on top of that. Let's we'll just really put the powder keg right next to the fire. It's nuts. It's nuts.
I actually had a good friend of mine in my unit. He was a fireman. He had already gotten out of the military. He was a fireman, and at one point he had to go to his fire chief and say, "Look, I can't do this. I have to quit." And he called me that day, and it seemed like he was doing fine. Everything was great, and he called me that day, and he's just like, "My anxiety's through the roof. I'm freaking out. I can't even work right now." And this is a guy who got out, had gotten a job, a good job, was on the right track, and then all of a sudden it all came back. His anxiety spiked, and he started, really mentally kind of coming undone, and he had to quit, and, he's going to have to redo himself again like he just got out. So, and I know a lot of people get nervous. They joined when they're 18, they're 30-something, they get out, and they're just kind of hanging out there, and they don't know what to do. They don't know where to go for resources, and they're lost, and nobody can help them. So that's when I believe the spiral starts happening, and the next thing you know, you're homeless, you don't have money, and you don't know where to go. So I've seen that firsthand. I've experienced it a little bit, not nearly as severe as a lot of people, but yeah, it's one of those things that when you get out and it seems like you're doing well, it can all swell up at any given time, it seems like. So when I transitioned, I thought, because I'd already had a college degree and I had gone in, I was about 27 when I had joined. So I got out of the military in my 30s, early 30s. So I thought that I was ready to go. I was prepared. As soon as I came out, there was everything just kind of hits you like a truck, where you realize that you're not as prepared as you thought you were after being in the military, and then a drastic change of life going into civilian life. So for me, it was shocking that how much of a transition it actually was. So I found struggles when I came out, just adapting to civilian, I guess, normal life, you want to call it, going from a pretty high octane infantry unit to slowing way down and getting a little more politically correct. So the transition there is tough socially. You're also used to having friends everywhere and things going on all the time. So the slower pace of life coupled with a new work environment, whereas you're not as censored in our type of work environment, and then you come into a civilian world and you have to readjust. So that's what was surprising for me. And then looking at employment, looking at getting all your benefits together so you can continue on with life. And for me, the main thing is not creating any lag going straight into something. So that way you don't have a chance to misstep and get, dragged down and end up not doing anything, becoming unemployed, becoming homeless, that sort of thing. So having a clear direction was something that I pushed myself to do, and I enrolled immediately in school. So that helped with the transition, but it socially, mentally, everything like that, it's a lot harder than I thought it was going to be. So. Yeah, absolutely. I know our medic, when we got back from deployment, or even a little before, he had probably seen a few too many dead bodies, and he was getting real kind of secluded. And when you're in the military, nobody talks about it. It's a taboo subject. So if you're dealing with something, it usually just comes out in the form of anger when you're in the unit.